trip number 25. This one is going to Connecticut, I think. Let's look at the paper and see. Yeah, South Windsor, Connecticut. How exciting. Right now I'm on 90 going east in Buffalo, New York, to Tonka. 5 internets, if you get the reference. This route was 12 miles shorter and 20 minutes or something like that if I took I-80, but I took 90 because it goes past the house. I stayed at home last night, so that was nice. I figured for that, a couple miles and a half an hour or whatever, I don't really care. And this is a much nicer route. 80 is garbage, and then I got to worry about getting fuel in PA and whatever, so I'll take a little bit extra time and go 90. So yeah, that's about it. This will be the last one for the week, and then I'll go home, do a reset, and then next week is going to be a short week. So we got 4th of July coming up. We're going to take some time off, take the Razor out to someplace, I don't know. My wife found it, Bear Creek Amphitheater, somewhere in Canton, Ohio. I don't know. It's close to the house, and I'm gonna bring my brother and his fiance and take them riding around, try and get them into doing it. Talk them into buying one too, so I got somebody to go with. But yeah, so that's it. I'm in Buffalo. 64 out. Feels warmer than that. Nice day. Alright, on my way to pickup number 26. This one's going to Massachusetts somewhere. Got home Saturday morning-ish. I felt pretty bad. At the time, I was pretty sure I was coming down with bronchitis, but wasn't positive. Went out and got a couple errands done, came back, started feeling worse and worse, so just parked my ass on a couch, and that was about it. And then Sunday morning I woke up hacking up a lung, didn't sleep for crap, so I went to the CVS Minute Clinic or whatever, and I told the lady I probably have bronchitis, and she's, so she checks me out or whatever, and she asked me if I had any sinus issues, and I was like, no, my sinuses are clear, everything's fine, I no pressure or whatever. So she's doing the, poking me in the face and whatnot, and I swear it was some kind of black voodoo magic or something, because a couple hours later my sinuses locked up, and my eyes were hurting, my nose was killing me. But so I got some bunch of drugs and crap, and I'm feeling a little bit better now, hopefully a couple of days. But this is going to be the last trip I take solo. After this week, I'm taking a week off for the 4th of July, and then my wife will be coming with me, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I saw somebody. It happens 2-3 times a week. Somebody's like, "Fuck this job, I quit. I'm done making minimum wage." Blah 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 blah. And I always get a kick out of those, because in order to make minimum wage doing this, you gotta be screwing something up. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, I guess if you ate at a restaurant every night for dinner and stayed in a hotel, you'd probably, that'd be about right. But I don't know. I just, it's definitely not a job for everybody. I mean, if you want to go home, if you got kids, if you want to spend time with your wife, if you like sleeping in your own bed, it's not a job for you. It's going to be bad. You're not going to like it. You're going to hate it, and you're going to quit. And you're going to come up with whatever excuse you possibly can to make it happen. If you live along I-90 or I-80 near a major city, you can be home every weekend, no problem. There's always a trip somewhere along I-80 on I-90 all the time. So you could make it home every weekend. But if you live off of 77 in Virginia, it's not going to happen. You're just occasionally, yeah, there'll be a trip going somewhere out there, and you'll be able to make it home. But if you live down in Albuquerque, maybe there's a few trips there every once in a while, but you're not going to get home every week. There's just it's not going to happen. So you have to take that into account, and then they always try to equate this to an hourly rate. And to be completely honest, if you're going to work this many hours, quote unquote, 70 hours a week is what you're allowed to put, 70 hours in an 8-day period. If you work 70 hours a week in a factory making $25 an hour, $26 an hour, you're going to make more money. There's no question about it. But not many factories have that much overtime. And even if they did, you have to look at it like, every job has some kind of bullshit. And it's just a matter of finding the flavor of bullshit that you can handle. So if you have a hard time working with dumb people at your job, if you have a hard time finding a boss you really get along with, if you have a hard time dealing with damn bronchitis, if you have a hard time dealing with the boss coming up to you Friday night on your way out the door, hey, you got to come in Saturday, then this is a good job. But if having a 401k and quality health care, inexpensive health care, paid vacation, if that's the kind of thing that's important to you, then this isn't the job for you. If you want to be home every night, if you want to have a free shower every day, you can shower every day on the road, no problem, but you're going to pay for it. Because you get free showers from the Pilot and TA and Loves and stuff if you buy 50 gallons of fuel. Well, in a pickup truck, you're not going to burn 50 gallons a day. No matter how hard you're driving, no matter what you're pulling. It's just, you don't do it. And then, I suppose you probably could, but you're not going to be able to refuel at a Love's every time you get fuel. So it's going to be difficult to manage a free shower every day. And then on top of it, oftentimes Love's and Pilot and TA, the fuel prices are higher. You sometimes get a discount with your Comdata card if you're on a Comdata payment thing, but Comdata sucks. And even with the discount, it's still not going to be cheaper all the time than another station. So that's something to consider. I'm going to turn this off so I can start hacking up a lung again. Day 2 of trip number 26 to someplace in Massachusetts. Doesn't matter. I'm on I-90 in New York, heading east. 75 out, 11.7 according to the gauge, so it's probably 11 even maybe. The only other thing I got on the fuel mileage thing is I could tell you what I got over 40-something thousand miles with the standard way the truck was set up. So that would have been 24 trailers, I think, 23, 24, whenever I got the camper. So up until then, 40-something thousand miles, so 20,000 loaded. I got 15.1 average. So loaded it was, around 12, 13, 11, something like that. And then unloaded it was around 20, 21, 22, down to 19, just depended on terrain and wind and whatnot. But, so that's about average, I would think. I got a 2017 Cummins crew cab short bed, 342 gears. So that should be pretty average, because the guys, running a I can't say for the dualies, they might do a little bit different, but the guys with a single rear wheel, 1 ton, they're running 411 gears. They definitely won't get into the 20s empty. Just no way. Not with 411s, but they would stay a lot higher loaded, I think, with the higher gears. So I would imagine it probably evens out, and 15's probably the average for pulling singles. The trailers I pulled, I think the heaviest one I pulled was just under 10,000 actual weight. Like 96, 9,800 pounds, something like that. And then the lightest was 4,400 pounds actual weight. Everywhere from 21 feet was the shortest to 36 feet. I pulled 2 of those. It really just didn't seem to make a difference how long or how heavy the trailer was. Ride quality it did. The short one bounced around a lot, but it didn't seem to change the fuel mileage. Most of them were around between 27 and 33 feet. That's pretty much the average, I think, without actually adding them all up and doing an average on them. But yeah, they're close to 30 feet. So that's about what you can expect. So if you're wanting to do this, or you're already doing it, do your math based on that. I don't really want to get into what you can make. It's people get really bent out of shape about how much money that you can make and how much money you should make and blah blah. And it's just it doesn't matter. You can pay your bills doing this. That's the bottom line. You can pay your bills doing this if you do it right. If you're an idiot and stay in hotels and eat a Red Lobster every night, then no, you're not going to be able to do that. But you have to kind of look at it the same way that you working at your regular job. So a huge company that employs millions of people, or thousands of people anyway, 3M. All right, so they got plants all over the place. So you work at 3M. Let's say you're the guy that rolls the tape on the Scotch tape roll, whatever. You're a union shop, so you're making $22 an hour or whatever. Well, so you got a car payment, you got a house payment, you got insurance payment, you got to pay gas, you got to to get to work or whatever. It's the same in this industry. The guys will always, did you subtract? Because you'll see a gross income number, and the gross is insane. It's a super high number. Well, did you take out your truck payment? Well, if you work at 3M, you don't take out your car payment from your salary. If you're making $22 an hour, well, yeah, but I only make 17 because of my truck payment. Well, no, you don't do that for that. I mean, granted, you probably wouldn't have a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton truck going to work at 3M. You drive a little car or whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point is that you can only take what the truck payment would be more than your normal car payment, if it is at all. If you drive a $20,000 car, and say your payment's $380 a month or $400 a month or whatever, average credit score or whatever, and you buy a $20,000 truck, your payment's going to be the same. So it makes no difference. You don't take the truck payment out of that. You just it's total profit after the expenses you wouldn't normally have, and you compare that to what you were making before. So to make it a little bit more realistic, I was before I started doing this, I was a machinist, and my company that I worked for was a union shop, and I was middle of the union pay scale. So go Google that, and I'm making more now. Now, if I would have worked 70 hours a week at a union pay scale, no, then I'm not making more than I would. But I like this more. So even if I was making less, I would still keep doing it. I come home from work, you're filthy and nasty, covered in stinky ass machine shop stuff, and you got metal shavings in your pockets and in your shoes, and it's a great gig. I mean, being a machinist is a good job. If this ever went to crap for me or whatever, I'd go back to being a machinist, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I guess the economy tanks, people stop buying campers. Well, if that happens, the machine shops are going out too, so it don't matter. Then I'll just be unemployed, I guess. So yeah, just don't get so hung up on the money. It's there. The money's there. you could make $1,000 a week comfortably. You can make $1,500 a week if you hustle. You can make $2,000 a week profit after all expenses if you kill it. If you maximize every freaking second you can, you have every nickel saving thing you can buy. You got a huge fuel tank. You're planning your trips perfectly. You can pull $2,000 a week. It'd be hard, but you could do it. So that's